Hey guys, welcome back. This is the Bitcoin market review for October the 6th, 2022. And again, before we get into the setups, as usual, we look at the economic calendar. And we see yesterday there were no high impact news events for US dollar, only the unemployment claims at 8:30, which was a medium impact news event, and two more medium impact news events at 5 and 6 p.m., which were the FOMC member speaks. Okay, and so as you can see here, 8:30, price pushed up at the medium impact news event and then eventually broke down. So that's the medium impact news event for you right there, and then the 5 p.m. was this one and 6 p.m. was this one. Two bigger candles, but not too much volatility there. So let's get into the setups, and the first setup is right in the morning at 1:30, and you see price pushed up yesterday evening, then topped out here, made a top at just midnight, and then broke down. And on this breakdown it broke this low, which is quite a significant low, as it has a higher low to the left and a higher low to the right of it. So we broke that with one big candle right here. There's a fair value gap, and there's actually another fair value gap up here. Let me see if I can draw that out for you. Yeah, there we go. Okay, also we apply the fib tool from the high to the low. And as you can see, after price broke down, price pushed back up into the fair value gap, filled the first fair value gap fully, and then touched the second fair value gap. Zoom in a little. And as you can see, touched it just ever so slightly and then reversed. So again, we have market structure shift with a fair value gap. Price pushes back up into a premium, filling the fair value gap, this one, and touching this upper fair value gap, and then it continues down, going for this low and this fair value gap, and then eventually this fair value gap and this low later in the morning. Okay, so that was the first setup, and actually let me jump to a lower time frame just to show you. It had more confluence on the 3 minute, or it also works for the 3 minute, and there's also, if actually does it touch that 374, oh yeah, wow. Okay, so on the 3 minute we can see there is a teeny tiny fair value gap right here, and it also touches that. So it also works on the 3 minute, that adds confluence, and yeah, just a nice setup. Okay, so from this setup we go all the way down here after the reversal. So with a downtrend right here, and then here price starts to reverse. And this is a little bit of a different setup, and I'm going to show you why in a second. First, let me draw out here, just so you can see that we had the market structure shift right here. Like, price broke this high with a market structure shift, then we make a higher low right here, and then we break this high again. So we have an uptrend, meaning we are looking for longs, and right here we have a fair value gap. Now let's draw out the fib tool. And the reason why I use the second high here, you're going to see that in a second. So price pushes up, fills the fair value gap, only wicks through a fair value gap, is in a discount, and then it runs off. If we now drop to a lower time frame, to the 1 minute, we can see why price goes for this area second time. So first, initially it pushes up, comes back down into this fair value gap on the 3 minute, fills it, touches this fair value gap on the 1 minute right here, which is left. Actually, let's do this. So remember, this is the 3 minute fair value gap. Now This is the first 1 minute fair value gap, which price fills on the first drop down, then it runs up, breaks this high, and then comes back down as there's still a fair value gap below which it wants to visit. And it does so on the second visit. Goes into a deep discount, touches this fair value gap, and then it runs off to break these highs over here and to rebalance some imbalances right here. So it's a little bit of a different setup, but you always have to be aware that price might come back and revisit a fair value gap which is a little bit lower than the one or the first one. Like here we had the upper one and then the lower one. The price came back down, visited the lower one, and then it ran off. So just something to be aware of. Okay, then just for context, go to higher time frame. So price pushes them back up above these highs all the way into these imbalances right here. Also it touches this imbalance up here, and then it reverses after 8:30. So 8:30 is our medium impact news event, which drives price up all the way into this fair value gap, and then it breaks down lower. Breaks down, breaks this low, and then at 9:30 on the market open, the Judo swing shoots price up higher again, rebalancing all these imbalances right here in this down leg, and then it starts to break down to eventually attack this low right here. And on this down move after 9:30, there is actually an entry right here. So after 9:30, or like after the Judo swing, we have the break. We break this high up here, or this not this high, this low. We break that. So from this point on, we were in the downtrend. We break all the way down here, all the way down here. Big candles, and from this high to this low, we draw the fib tool. We also draw out the fair value gap right here. Okay, sorry. Now here we go, and then we see what that price does. It pushes back up into a premium, touches the fair value gap, and then it crashes down. Really crashes down, taking out that low and attacking actually higher time frame again, so you see it a little bit better. Crashed all the way down and took out that low and filled some imbalances right here that were left behind. Okay, so that was that setup. That was the last setup in the morning. And then after this huge price leg down, price started to consolidate a little bit, and it did so in an equilibrium around that price leg. Like we have the price leg right here, and then you can see price spends a lot of time around the 0.5 level, so around equilibrium. It spends a lot of time there, and then eventually it starts to break down again. And when it starts to break down, here we have a setup. And it is here, like from this high to this low right here. I'm gonna draw that out like so. And as you can see, we have a fair value gap, but also it's important that I draw out this. We have a market structure break right here. We break this low, break down, and then price moves back up into the fair value gap, into a premium, and then eventually breaks down to take out this low or these equal lows here, fill this imbalance, consolidate for a bit, and then break down to take out this low and this low. So that's a nice entry, and I'm gonna leave that up for now, because here again we have something quite nice. We have a setup on the 5 minute, and this setup on the 5 minute is immediately followed by a setup on the 1 minute. So here we can see price pushed up into a premium and then broke down. taking out these lows, but not yet attacking these lows over here. Excuse me. And this breakdown here is our setup on the 1 minute. So if we now take the fib tool here from the high to low and draw out the fair value gap right here, we can see price broke down, took out these lows, not yet taking out these lows over here, pushes back up into a premium, into the fair value gap, consolidates for a bit, and then breaks down. So just a nice and quick setup on the 1 minute with, like, if you didn't see this 5 minute setup, here you have the confirmation on the 1 minute chart that price is trying to get lower to get the liquidity down here, and eventually down here. Okay, and then we have one more entry. Like, we took out these lows, price consolidates for a bit, and then it attacks this low right here, breaks down, doesn't yet take it, and then this is another setup. We like to see that. We like it when price attacks a low but not yet takes it. Like right here, price broke down, took out that low, attacking that low but not yet taking it. And this leaves us with a nice setup right here on the 3 minute. I'm gonna just draw it out so you can see it. As you can see, price has not yet taken this. Big fair value gap. Price pushes back up into a premium and then breaks down to take out this low and eventually take out that low a couple of candles later on this candle down here. Breaks down, takes the liquidity, and then it reverses a bit and consolidates into the close of the day. And yeah, that was the last setup. Actually, I can show it to you on the 1 minute. You could have refined it a little bit on the 1 minute. So you could have taken this high right here, and then you have a little bit of a closer entry, a more refined entry with the fair value gap up here. But the same holds. Price crashes down below these lows, moves back up into the fair value gap, which is in a premium, and then crashes down to take out this low. So yeah, just a couple of nice setups. Actually not too many setups yesterday, but yeah, overall they were very clean, and yeah, nice price action yesterday. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, leave a like, leave a comment. Let me know in the comment section below if you want to see anything else. Like, I'm open for suggestions. And yeah, I hope you have a nice day. I hope you're well, and I see you again. Bye.